Press conferences and press conferences. This is what has characterized ZANU-PF. 3 conferences in less than 24 hours. One by Patrick Shinamasa, another one by Chris Mchangwa, and another one by Justice Minister Ziambi. I want to point out 5 major mistakes that ZANU-PF has done in this election and what has caused them to be condemned by AU and SADC and even EU. Hello and welcome to JCTV Africa. If you're new on this channel, please consider subscribing, hit the bell notification so that you won't miss out on all the things that we talk about here. Also, leave thumbs up for this video. Let's get into it. The first mistake that ZANU-PF did was to publish their plan of action and what FAZ was going to do on the day of election. You recall this video that I published a few days ago where a member of ZANU-PF was threatening villagers that we are going to know whom you have voted for, we're going to give you a card and all of that. That plan of action, whether they did it in order to intimidate the opposition members in the rural areas or what was their plan, it left them vulnerable to make sure that the election can be discredited because opposition parties, they just took that and they went with it to the observers. This is what we are experiencing. This is the problem. The second mistake that ZANU-PF did was they never called out ZEC for failing to bring materials in the urban areas. In fact, what they did was, during the day of election, ZBC was busy in the rural areas and it was not on the ground in Harare and Bulawayo where these major problems emanated, whereby there was no materials, polling started late, and all these problems. They did not come out with a press conference or with a statement to say, ZEC, do the right thing, do not spoil this election. In fact, they were just saying, we're going to win. Only the president had to respond after the outcry by people that, please, we have not been able to vote. That is a major dent on ZANU-PF. Then, the third thing is they sided with state institutions. You see, state institutions like parastatal, like ZBC, or even a state institution like ZRP or prison services, or whichever arm of government, they are for the people. They are not just for the government. Yes, they might work for the government, but they are for the people. When they arrested those 41 and they said that they were doing a parallel voter tabulation, which ZEC chairperson in the earlier video that I posted said it was something that they could do in order to make sure that if there are any irregularities or if there are any miscalculations by ZEC, they would correct them based on the V11 that they are also collecting, because as local observers, they are supposed to be given those. They actually came out in a press conference and congratulated ZRP for doing that, which ZEC in their own capacity had said it was supposed to be done. Mistake number 4. After the failures of ZEC were pointed out by SADC, instead of ZEC doing their own press conference to say, we not what SADC has said ABCD, we had a challenge of ABCD. Instead, it was ZANU-PF that came out and started to defend ZEC. Now, what this means is the institution that is being called out is not your institution. You are also a player in this game, and this one is a referee. So what does this mean? It means that what people have been assuming all along, and they've been making insinuations that you are together with ZEC, you are the one that is in control of this. It becomes more evident and now clear that you are together with ZEC. So it means that you agreed with ZEC that materials in Harare must be limited. You are agreeing with ZEC that the voters' roll must not be availed to all political parties. You are agreeing with ZEC that they must not monitor the dissemination of information at the public broadcaster and allow all political players to be given equal airtime. You are agreeing with all these irregularities whereby people could not find their names in the voters' roll even though they were a registered voter. So it means that you are agreeing with everything. So that then raises a lot of eyebrows, and this is one major blow for ZANU-PF. Then the last one, they did a press conference. As I said, 3 press conferences in 24 hours. What does this mean? You do a press conference, you're defending an institution that you are claiming to be independent. And the second thing that also then happens, You do a press conference, and all you are doing in that press conference is saying, we're going to defend ourselves. And this rhetoric was done by Robert Mugabe during the 2008 era, when he lost to Morgan Tsvangirai and said, Nyika haendi nepen. And when he was doing that, he was making assertions that ended up with 200 people dead. So in all this essence, in all these press conferences that they did, on the other press conference by Patrick Shinamasa, he even made a proclamation that we are winning by 65%. Now, in making such a declaration, and you are not allowing the opposition to make a declaration that we have won, it then leaves you with, so who is allowed to make such a declaration? And at the end of the day, this is what might cause this election to be declared null and void by SADC, and we don't know how many bodies are going to come and condemn this election. Whatever happens in the next coming days, we don't know. But what we know is ZANU-PF shot themselves in the foot by allowing all these myriad of problems to be pointed back to them. What do you make of all this that is happening? What do you predict is going to happen in the next 2-3 days and in the future? Arikupinda here mukomana, or we're going to see the same old and Zimbabweans are going to be left with a big brand. I'll see you on the next video. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.